Hello and welcome. If it's going to go wrong, it already has. When I say that, I have just moved this monstrosity and it has just decided to disintegrate all the way across the bottom level. I could not believe it when I was starting to take it off the shelf. So the first thing I'm going to have to do is do a repair job on this and just hope that it is actually okay, because I have got gaps where I didn't have gaps, and the piece is right at the bottom, right beside the trash compactor. So when I say I have problems, that bit's not supposed to be coming out. So I am slightly miffed and slightly concerned at the moment, but I just hope that we can do a bit of a repair job from this corner and get all of these pieces speaking again, because I have bits that aren't pushed into bits, and I'm pretty sure that that's supposed to be up in there. Then that's supposed to be taking the weight for something along that bit. Honestly, I am not too impressed. Not too impressed at the moment. I can't believe all I did was take it off the shelf, and the whole side, this whole side came off, and it's pushed every single level up. So when I say it's not attached, it's not attached at all. So it's a bit of a dramatic start to the live stream, and I was really looking forward to just getting this laser beam on. And I don't know where this is actually supposed to sit, because that's not correct, I don't think, because it's also broken around the big bit of space as well, which is not ideal. And I've got to be careful because I've made space. I have to take the layers off on the table behind. I put the box up on the shelf, so I can't turn it that much. Literally minutes before we went live, it's all decided to fall apart. However, as per normal, hello and welcome, we have got a poll running, so obviously feel free to jump in the poll. Let us know what you're going to be building in the chat over this weekend, and I will do my very best to basically fix, because this has to be 100% right, because the whole point of this live stream is to get it back up on the shelf where it came from, and the fact it's now disintegrating already doesn't fill me with joy, to be honest. So the other problem that we have is all of this bit up here has all come out, so I've got to push that bit, I think, back in. I don't know if you can, hopefully you can see. So that isn't attached anymore, and I don't know why it's not. I can't figure out which way it needs to go. So you're looking at it from the front, I'll look at it from the back, and we'll basically hope for the best, but I don't know, because it's all come off. There we go. It's all come off at the back at the bottom, so that's all pushed back down now. I don't understand why this is bowed as much as it has, because this whole bit here has completely ripped itself to pieces, which is fantastic. And we're stuck on something that I don't think we should be stuck on. Don't get it. I do not get it. I do not understand. We are in line all the way through. I know this is a very depressing start to a live stream. Normally, we've all been nice, good, positive. Nothing's pinged off, I don't believe. I am doubting that now, though, to be quite honest. Because I can't, I'm going to have to get the instruction book at the ready, because that is not right. But the other thing is all of this is all, that's the X-wing just come off the screw. All of this isn't attached either. So, because it's just like the modular that you get in the January modulars, and Right, so that's pushed back in. That's all clipped back on at the top. We're all good at the back. You can hear it pop it. Something's just happened. I think I've just done a thing and pushed it back into space. Who is chit-chatting? No, the set's fantastic, but what has just happened is I've just gone to pick it up off the shelf, and it's decided to rip the whole bottom layer off. But at least you guys can see it clearly. I'm just trying to fix it from the back, and then hope for the best, because it is a monstrosity of a thing. But I am hoping that whatever has literally just fallen back into, I couldn't even tell you what just went ping. You would have seen it. I didn't. But no, the bits and pieces on this, Trevor, are great with regards to the stuff that's been removed. It's been super, super sturdy up until this very moment, but you've got removable pieces there. You've got removable bits up at the top. My worry now is how this bit basically reattaches. This is going to be the problem, because this is the bit, this one little piece just pushed everything up and off. And this is only going to take a couple more minutes, and I'll just double check to make sure it's all safe. Then we can just get the laser on and we can just crack on, because the build itself has been incredible. But I do not know. I think I do know where this bit's supposed to go, and there is. I have got literally no chance of getting that bit in. Hello, how are we, sir? Yeah, it's been fantastic so far, up until right now. So I've just decided to break it. So this is the first breakage, as it would be now. But yeah, the set itself is massive. It's 2 Kallax by 2 Kallax, so it's a 4 Kallax cube. So it's 3 base plates by 3 base plates. The detail of this thing's amazing. The play features are fantastic. The build has actually been really enjoyable as well. Like all of the individual rooms and all that kind of thing. It's all been all right. But now I know that I'm actually going to have to spin this set around and not actually take it apart. I can move the box, because this box is massive, and I can actually spin it around a little bit more freely. And then you guys and girls will be able to see it a little bit, he says, a little bit better. But yeah, it's not too bad. It's not too bad with the gun. It's just, you have to go to a Lego store and see it in person. And then I think you'll understand just how big it is. But I mean, if I pull that away, yeah, it's really, really, really a chunky thing. And I'm using you to see if there's any air holes and there's any light coming through. I can't believe it did that much damage. Lesson learned. Cup it further from the bottom. Don't grab it from, because there's supposed to be a handle underneath there. That's where you're supposed to, I'm assuming, grab it from. But I obviously took it too much from here and not enough from here. And yeah, this bit is supposed to go over the top. Obviously, it's all intertwangled, isn't it? But no, as a Star Wars build, this is probably the best one I've done. Close to the cheese was good fun as well. But no, this with it being minifigure scale, very, very good, very, very detailed. I don't know if they'll take it to MCM, but it looks like it's just going to be all about Batman up on there. Can I? Hang on. So on the back, you've got the play feature for the trash compactor. Ooh. So the trash compactor completely closes, but I need to get my finger. I might actually now, he says, be able to do it, because I need to get that up and over and then get my finger. There's no chance. Not a chance. And now I've just taken the wall out as well. So this is just going to get worse and worse and worse. That's that bit broken as well. But yeah, it's oh, this bit's not gone well. But no, apart from that, yeah, it's been okay. But I am biting my tongue at the moment because it seems to be there's always a certain point, and it's always something really simple that they don't tell you about. Oh, can I just? Ah, there we go. I'm just being thick. It's a push-on panel. Absolute pleb. Absolute pleb. So, all right, let's try this with an actual brain. I was getting a little bit annoyed. Right, so that's all pushed back on. Let me get the wall. Let me get this wall back in. So I've actually got a bit of space. So the detailing on the panel on the wall is amazing, as you can see. It is really very, very good. That bit just slides back on. Let me just make sure that it works. Yeah, perfect. Right, we can just push this piece back on without breaking it. What do you reckon? Open hand? Did we do it? Are we on? Did we do a thing? I think we did. It's in? Is it in? We on? Hey, we did it. Right, so the trash compactor then, which is obviously that bit at the bottom, that's the bit where the damage was just then. But you can see, where are we? It runs really, really very smoothly up at the bottom. I know it's dark because this thing's so big, it's blocked the light. But yeah, at least that play feature works great. The launching her through there, down she goes. There you go. She ends up in there, no problem. And then there's loads of removable bits and pieces. But obviously, the point of this live stream now, and I've lost 12 minutes, is to get this laser beam done because I need to see if it fits up on the shelf because I've got an angled roof. So this now is going to be a very, very testing time because if I go to pick this up and it's not been pushed back together correctly, it's just gonna ping apart. So I've got to make sure everything before I start building anything else is solid, and we will give it a double check in a bit. But you'll now can see that from a distance. Right, so finally, instruction booklet, because I've not even started that. So we were on. Oh, I thought that was going to be a lot worse. I can breathe a little bit now. I honestly thought that was it. I thought I was going to have to strip that all apart and cry. We are on bag 57, booklet number 5 of 6, step 1617. And we are running out of stickers on the sticker sheet as well, which is good. Good. So double check before we actually crack on what the poll is doing. I'm pretty sure it's going to be yeah, it is. It's 100% to the Back to the Future card. Does anybody like that fish tank whatsoever? And what I mean by that is, does anybody like this fish tank? Because let's be quite honest, it's a very, 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 very steep price, is what it is. There we go. It seems to be quite. Because they've done a few, and I don't quite understand why they've just done a bigger one, which seems to be out of everybody's price range. 4,154 pieces, but you are paying for much smaller bits. But if you're a fan of it, then obviously let me know. But I think a lot of people, that comes on the 16th, and then we've got the Back to the Future card, which you can pre-order now for double points, and apparently it does go towards the giveaway. So what people are saying. So that makes things a little bit easy. Right. Okay. We are away. Number 57. So there's 3 bags, I think, to this. Honestly, you should have seen my reaction to when I took this off the shelf and it happened. And it's sod's law. I didn't have the GoPro turned on either. Just 10 minutes before we went live, went to pick it up. Whole of that panel ended up in the middle of the that diorama, and all of this just jumped up. I thought it was all going to tip backwards, so I'm just going to lose it. That was a heart in mouth moment for sure. But feel free to chit chat amongst yourselves in the comments. And obviously, if you are building anything, just let me know, and what I can do is I can show it on the screen of what it is you're building or what your last purchase was or anything like that, because we've got this to add at some point to this as well. I've got to turn that down, but I turned it up for something else. It's just a little bit on the bright side. So there we go. That's it. That's a bit better. I'm not going blind now, which is good. Oh, breathe. Breathe, breathe, breathe. That could have been a lot worse. There's me saying I want to get a Falcon again and rebuild the UCS Falcon Live. I honestly might have to do that as an 18 only, because the swearing that's going to come out from that will just be biblical. It was bad enough doing it on Instagram, but trying to mind my P's and Q's while on YouTube, I don't know. But you guys and girls can, there we go. You can kind of see a bit of both. But no, with regards to the Death Star, if it fits on this shelf, we're going to be okay. I think it's very much a case of it might have to be up a little bit higher and just make sure that it's not, obviously, so it doesn't block anything, because obviously now I've moved that over there. It's blocking 4 very, very big Lego sets, and obviously that's no good. That's no good whatsoever. So we don't particularly want those kind of things. But if we can just get into the swing of getting these bags done nice and quickly and make up for a little bit of lost time, what I need to do is, obviously, it's going to be terrifying, do it live, get it back up on the shelf. Now I am slightly concerned, and just see what obviously is going on. I've gone on a little bit earlier than the other night because I just wanted to make sure that I could get this little bit done. So I would imagine, potentially, people start jumping in and chatting in a little while, which is always good. Always good fun. But again, every single step, they haven't used any like unnecessary parts. The actual build experience has been very, very clean so far. It's just a lot of bags. And I have done every single bag live. So the time I've been live is obviously the time I've been building, and we'll be stopping and chit-chatting and all that kind of thing. But yeah, I've done every single bag live. So it's yeah, it's good. Been good fun so far. But you know, just have to keep plodding on, see how it all goes, and yeah, hopefully we can get out of it the other end all right. But you can see what I mean about all the detail that's involved, which is step 1626, and yeah, it's just a bit crazy, really, with regards to about the detail and everything. But I think I found its weak spot. So you've got to cup it just at the bottom. That's where I'm going to have to pick it up from. And I am hoping it's going to fit on this shelf. I am hoping, because you're going to sit on that table. I think you'll be able to see everything if I move you. And then, yeah, everything like that should be okay. Should be. He says. Might not go 100% to plan. It never does. Confused. Right, that is. Oh, that's there. That's there. Yeah. Well, I thought if anything was going to go wrong, it went wrong just before the start of the live. But clearly, I don't think that's going to be the case. I think it's going to be one of those where I fluffed it and it's just not gone. It's just not gone well. What is going on with this? Where is it wrong? There. It was wrong just there. Simple fix. Simple. Right, so that takes us up then to step 1627. And that adds on those pieces just there. Now again, by the instruction booklet, something's not right. 1, 2, 3. Doing this completely wrong. Ah, the Republic is back. Well, there's no Star Wars vote at the moment. I'm not gonna lie, the first 20 minutes has been an absolute nightmare. We've broken things. Can't quite get my head around this step because I'm panicking, trying to rush and get everything done and built. But good afternoon to you. Hopefully you are okay. I will be once I get past this step. I am disappointed in myself because this has gone bizarrely a little bit too smoothly. I am quite surprised it has gone this smoothly. And now, oh no, that was right. Right, so that bit's level. That bit goes in there. Is it just the height of the instructions? Probably. So that's all level. Smooth. That goes there. Ah, okay. Got it. Done a thing. We've done a thing. So yeah, let us know what you are going to be building over this weekend, and I can get it up on the screen. I said when I did the video before, it's quite nice to see Lego doing little bits and pieces with regards to doing something different for the fish tank. And then I saw what the giveaway purchase was, and that just should have come with it. It's like, how can you not put a filter with the tank, and you've got to get it on day one. So I was a bit surprised with that, to be honest. Yeah, I thought they would have just given you the full package, and I didn't realize the smaller one, was it the Creator? That one had just retired, hadn't it? So yeah, it's I think it's, if you like it, you're laughing, but you can obviously buy a fish tank for that amount of price, because obviously that's what everybody's been saying. But the cost of maintenance of a fish tank, not really. But that's what we're doing. So this is all part of the laser beam, and I'm assuming it's going to ping in and clip on somewhere. So obviously I'm going to have to double check everything. But this takes us up to 1,631. So yeah, it's quite a lot of steps that have been going on. And I have been looking at basically like scenarios of, if this fits up on that orange shelf, what other little bits and pieces go with it. We had the conversation of the nice detailed Falcon. I think that might look quite nice on the wall, because I could have that parked beside it, and if I did that, I might have the trench run the other side. So that would just be two smaller sets over a period of time to try and maybe pick up. But it does seem that the dioramas don't seem to hold their value for whatever reason. Could be wrong. You lot might think I'm mad, but I don't think they do. So that's another bit. Right. I guarantee I'm going to watch watch the start of this back like I do just for the first 5 minutes to make sure that the lights are set up the right and all that kind of nonsense. And you're not even going to think the damage to this was that bad. When, trust me, it really was. So lesson to everybody, be very, very careful how you pick this up. And I can see why they glue it in the store. And it looks like we're going to be adding on another hinge. That takes up to step 1638. Still plodding along nicely, which is good. That's another two. And that is clipping. Ah, okay. Where is this going? Ah, ramming it in its hole, apparently. Which, there we go. So that's that bit, and now we're building another similar piece to go on the side, because on the box it does have a like for like scale of how big the laser is. And I don't mind how girthy the laser is. It's just the length and the angle it's going if it's going to hit that roof. So in 3 bags time, I do believe, it will be going straight back up on that shelf. And it's very much going to be a case of absolutely amazing. We can now carry on and do a separate Hoth display on this table and, you know, do all these kind of things. Or it doesn't fit. And then I've got to make the decision of I'm a bit stuck and stuffed. So I have tried it in different locations, and it is rather large, and it does block quite a bit of stuff off. So ideally it goes up on there because you can see a lot more through the 8080 obviously than you can do in this, because this is literally just a slab. Probably the best way of describing it, to be honest. It is literally just a slab, and yeah, just have to hope. Oh, they're getting detailed now. Right, so I've got to, this is where it's all going to start going wrong. Which hole do I ram that in? That one? Doesn't seem right to me. Yeah, so I've rammed it in the hole. And now I've got to spin this back round again. And we're going to start attaching it. And it looks like it stamps on. Where does it go? Oh, it goes on 2 places. So it clips down on the front. And then you've got the big ball where it's going to be clipping into as well. So we've got the computers up at the top. Making sure. Hang on. Still doesn't seem. Are we off by something? No, I don't think so. No, I think we're good. I don't know. Soon find out. Okay, so we will be standing up for this one because, well, it's going to click in to 2 places. So where are we going? Oh, it doesn't actually go in anywhere then. Right, so that twists around that way. That then just sits in. Oh, well, whatever wasn't pushed down, it is now. You guys didn't tell me there was gaps on that. I thought I pushed all of them down, but you clearly, I'm assuming you saw that move. I definitely heard it. The lights are still attached. So I think now that's wedged itself in. So we've got, oh, you can't even see. So we've got this bit just up going in there. But the big ball bit just sits in. Doesn't actually clip into anything. So I wonder, can I adjust the angle, or is it going to, because if it's not popped into anything, if it's going to be too high for the roof, I wonder if I can just angle it. Guarantee you're not going to be able to, because you're probably going to make a load of mechanisms to stop that from happening. But if I've got that option, that'll be very, very interesting. I'm sitting down to stand back up again, because we are about to put 2 more of these together, and very kindly, they dropped that 2 for 2. We have been given 2 spare pieces, which of course, well, that's very, very generous to have 2 spare pieces from one bag. So we are top and bottom. Spin them round. So that one goes that way. That one goes that way. And if I remember rightly, isn't it 8 lasers into one? Like fire up, I think. Now that is just up there. That one smooth. That one is down there. How we're getting into the business end now, it's all starting to fall apart. Right, so that is 2 spare pieces. Living the dream with that 2 spare pieces. Right. So we are moving on to the bag number 58, which is nice and exciting. Right, just being sent a voice note, and I've just sent one back because I don't think somebody realizes that I am live. So we will see if that person gets it, and we will carry on with that, because that's never the smoothest. Right, bag 58. So bag 58 starts with an extra length. So we need the extras bag, which is just there. And we are making the dish. We are making the dish. So that is... Oh, there it is, stuck underneath the table. That one just here. So bag number 58. Oh, that is going to be so tight. And then then the next question is going to be the back end that you guys and girls can see. Is that going to curve round enough to go with the roof? Because I can't believe the front of this curves enough where it actually goes with the angle of this roof, because I've showed everybody in the last live stream, that's the angle of this ceiling. So you can see how vicious it is, how vicious it drops down and everything else like that. And the fact that it curves just literally the same angle as this roof. I'm always off by a stud in absolutely everything. So if they could literally give me a pass on this, that would be amazing, because that angle of that roof is a right pain in the ass. But the fact that it is curving just as much back round on itself is fantastic. But we have got the extra lengths just in here. We are bag 58, and I do believe it's just bag 59. All of the lasers going to be in. Then I've got to pick the thing back up again and hope it doesn't break again. And then we will know if it tickles the ceiling. But if it tickles the ceiling, going by obviously the last stream, we can bring it over literally by a couple of studs, as long as this back end starts to curve round. So yeah, we'll just keep we'll just keep going. And it's amazing at the bottom of this foot, just down here, and the curve goes away against the shelf. So I thought, with it being so wide, I wouldn't have a chance of doing those bits and pieces. The only thing I am a little bit concerned of is, have I forgotten? I built this at the end of the last live stream, which would have been bag 56. And now I'm building the late. Where does this go? Because I've literally got it just, it's not pictured to go anywhere. So why did you build this? That's weird. So yeah, definitely need a lot of table space. So bag 58, the first step starts on page number 37, booklet number 5, step 1644. So yeah, there's a lot to it. Good afternoon. How are we? Yeah, so with regards to that fish tank, yeah, is I think it's got enough fish with it to fill it up. And of course, there was the 3-in-1 sea creatures that you could buy that would have gone with it, but that is technically discontinuing. But also, you've got the older fish tank with the 3-in-1. I don't think you need it because they seem to have released 2 fish tanks quite close together. I don't know why they've got a tendency to do that, but I'm sure I've seen this sort of design at the Lego house in Billund, and they've kind of just expanded on it a little bit. So maybe they liked it. I like the fact it's different, but I just don't think, I don't know. There's got to be a market for it potentially, but they did this huge hoo-ha for the Back to the Future vehicle and was like, oh yeah, by the way, it's a fish. So yeah, I can't help that. And if you're trying to send an emoji of something, that it doesn't really work because it's obviously a live chat. So you can't you can't send gifs or anything. But you can try. But yeah, it's all good fun. But there will be somebody that will vote for the fish tank, I would imagine, and I still can't get my head round the Back to the Future car has come out when it has. The only thing I can think of is that it's going to get swallowed by everything else that's coming out for the rest of this year. So they just wanted to make everybody aware that they've got this expensive license, because at what point are we going to start getting the Pokemon? At what point are we going to start getting the Star Trek? And you think just how much stuff there is to come from the Lego group between now and, because like December is you just can't keep up with it, can you? They upload everything all of the time. So I remember doing videos and I literally finished the video, started to upload it, and they had added more bits and pieces of that same theme. So then yeah, just had to sort of jump back on it, jump back into it, and just sort of keep plodding along. So yeah, it's a fruity one. So yeah, we just have to see what happens. But need the old car. Well, it's the Dimensions car, isn't it? If that's one that you're talking about. So you can get it. And I think that's the Dimensions is the one with the different. It's the one with the different outfits as well, I think. This is annoying. Got all of this up, and of course, I wasn't paying attention. I've missed a bit. Can I get it back apart? Of course I can. But no, the big one's still at Smith's, I think. Yeah, the big UCS one, but you won't really need the big one if you just got. Obviously, the minifigures are pretty cool, but this car, the Dimensions car, I think is a multi-vehicle, isn't it? So you can have. I'm really struggling with this. The Dimensions car, you can build it from the different ones of Back to the Future, the different films, because I think that's why people were really happy when the the Bricklink train came out because of the first thing I saw when I saw that Western train was, oh, you can do the Back to the Future because the Dimensions car had been there and back and whatever else. Oh my days, I can't get this off. Oh, there we go. That is literally ripping my skin off. Get that bit back on. Oh, mummy. Ow. Ow. Oh. Right. Be brave, be brave, be brave. Ow. Right, let me get those two bits on. And it locks it into place. Not that it needed locking into place. That thing's solid. Right, I think that bit went that way. There we go. So all that hoo-ha. I've got to make sure it's right for the actual laser itself. So we are now jumping back forward to step 1651. But no, the big car. So this is the smaller one. That one here. So that's the smaller car, which looks great. And I will get to the bigger one once I've just pushed one or two of these pieces on. I'm sure that is Pumpkin that's just come running up. That you, Fluff? It is. Let me just move this box out of the way then. Hold on. This box is so big, and I'm struggling to put it anywhere. Okay, what are you doing? Bring it back down. Right, she's going back down. I'll put it back down on the floor. There we go. So yeah, that is the Back to the Future car, and then the big one. Yeah, it's there. It's 169. No, it's still available. Some double points as well. You just get the different minifigures with it. And it's not. I don't think it's on the retiring list either. So you can get the big one and the small one. And obviously with this one, you can do it that way. You can do it as the train car and the flying car. But the older Dimensions car comes with the same minifigures again, I think. So this is the one with the different minifigures on. So it depends if you want to be collecting the minifigures or if you want to just get it for the actual vehicles. But those bigger cars, because I've got the bigger Batman ones, and they're good to build. But unless you've got a good bit of space on like a Billy bookcase, which I know a lot of you guys and girls have, it's not in proportion with obviously any of the other Lego City stuff. It's solely like a display piece. I guess. I mean, obviously you could try and do what I'm doing with the Star Wars thing, and do like a bit of a museum and a walk around and all that kind of nonsense. But it just very much depends on what way you want to do these bits and pieces. But no, that the big Back to the Future car has been out quite a while. Not seen, to be honest. I've not seen that many people talk about it. I don't know if it's been slept on. But no, there's the minifigures from it are nice. But because if you look at the older Lego Dimension stuff, you can get Knight Rider kits, you can get David Hasselhoff, you can get the A-Team as well, I do believe, because that was all part of like game stuff they did, wasn't it? And again, slept on. Nobody really knows about that kind of thing. Where is that one going? That doesn't make any sense as normal. Right. Because I'm being an absolute twonk. There we go. That does make sense. If I put the right piece on, that makes sense. And then we've got one of the 4. Right, it looks like I'm going to be making quite a lot of the same things. This is the first time it's been not repetitive, but it's obviously all of the bits around the laser. And then there's a lot of detail to that. Look, so you can see all the detail that's included within this one, and then you've got all these bits up top. So who is building what? Who's tucking into what right now with regards to sets, or are you going to be saving them to the weekend? I know Thursday's a little bit awkward to start building. I mean, Friday, I think maybe people might start relaxing and building stuff, but obviously I'm just an idiot, so start doing all these bits and pieces now. But I will be, by the end of this weekend, this will be finished. So we will see how far we can get with this stage. I do another couple of hours on Friday. And then we will carry on. Ideally, I need a haircut as well. So I might try and get a haircut at some point this weekend. Because it's outrageous. It really is outrageous. So where do these bits? Alright, so we got bits for the dish that's starting to go on. Got to do 2 of those. And I wonder when I turn the page if we've then got to do more. But it's obviously different with regards to all the other little bits with regards to the detail and things. So yeah, because the last booklet was similar with regards to doing multiple, like in pairs and stuff like that. And obviously it's not included in the step count. So I still think it'd be quite nice if they had a brick count every end of every booklet or halfway through the booklet or something, because I must have done thousands and thousands of pieces by now. I'd like to think so. If I've done it correctly or not, that's obviously a different story, but we'll soon find out when we start to put all of this. We'll start to put all of this together, and we will see exactly what is where. So that's that one. This is that one. Right, another two of those. And we are plodding on. Right, okay, so that's the next part of this, which God, honestly, this is the live stream of me doing this. How many times have I done this today? And it always gets to the delicate stuff. Right, so more than likely what I'm going to do now is push this piece on. I'm going to break it. Oh, no. So that is what that bit is looking like. And it looks like it flaps down. It should. Yeah, flap down to like that. And yeah, we've got quite a lot of the same thing. So before I tuck into that one, we got somebody has made a vote for the fish tank. Happy days. Be interesting to see obviously who that is to do with. Something I haven't checked. Not that I think they're going to do it, but have they added anything new to the Lego website before I build 5 or 6 of the same thing? Obviously, we know it's double points. We know the Daily Bugle has completely sold out. Well, it's on, not sold out, but it's temporary out of stock. No, nothing yet. But they do dump them out quite quickly, don't they? So we have got to make 5 of one thing and 5 of another. So we got 5 that go one way, 5 that go the other. They're all small little pieces, and if I do one of them wrong, well, it's not going to be ideal. And I've got to put that into one. So I say this quite a lot, but do you guys and girls try and do this from memory, or do you just keep eyeballing what it is so you don't do it wrong? You don't have to turn the page. I think you can give yourself the benefit of the doubt of not actually having to worry about it too much, because you don't particularly want to start making mistakes this early. Well, say this early. I'm well into it now, but at this stage of the build, because well, that would just be disastrous, wouldn't it? Let's be quite honest. Because I have got the tendency to mess things up, as we fully well know. But we are probably a bag and a half away now before it goes back up on the shelf and we see if it fits. And I am intrigued to know if it is going to fit or not. And I really hope it does. I really, really, really hope it does. As I know, the first part of this dish is set in. That's what it looks like. So if we are just going to be a couple of bits out, and if this bit does move and it is actually adjustable because it's not in anything, I think we might lock it into place in a little bit though. That's going to keep things interesting. Definitely going to keep things interesting. 2, 3, 4. But yeah, do I want to do another UCS Star Wars set after this? Because they're not going to be as good as this, and that is going to be the problem. Because I know they're not going to be as good as this. Right, so we have got one. Put that one upside down. That's a smooth start. I clipped them on the wrong way around. Yeah, I have. You guys could have told me. I put both of these, just clip both of these on, and both of these are upside down. Oh dear, it's been one of those streams today. What am I doing? Right. That one and that one on. Right. They're back on. This is definitely going to go flying, isn't it? Let's be quite honest. Yep. Yep. Thought it looked a little bit strange, but I just didn't notice it in this instruction booklet. Right, we'll try that again because they're now pushed flush to the table. So that's actually how it's supposed to look. So you guys and girls could have let me know. That one goes that way. That one goes down that way. So the next 5 come from the inside there. So we've got 1, 2, that'll be 3. That is number 4. That is number 5. And we've got a serious amount of space. So we've got a serious amount of, we still got a serious amount of space. We're going to be 15 of these. We're going to do them in the next bag. Ooh. Well, that's the case. The next bag's not going to take very long. And it will be up on that shelf before we know it, because there's 1. That is 2. Number 3. Yeah, just 2 more. 2 more after this. 1, 2, 3. Number 4. And number 5. Okay. It's a little bit. Get a little reduction line going. We'll drop it on the floor. What's the odds of me finding that now? Oh, why? Not a chance. Not a chance. I can't see that for love or money. I should just retire, I think. I should just give up. Oh dear. Oh dear, that's going to make things interesting. Really? Really? There's no way. There's no way they're going to give you a spare one of them. Not a chance. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the thing I need, damn, is right. Oh, I thought that was it. So the problem, I've got it. So the problem is that when you start watching the Lego Disaster Series stuff, I've got sets on the floor and they're all ready to go in new locations. So when something pings and it goes underneath, it bounces off into another set. And funny enough, I've got Star Wars stuff down there. So I've got like a sea of grey at the moment. So when something pings off, I'm just like, nah, not got a chance. Not got a chance. But the next 5 are going on. So we go 5 one way to 5 going the other. 2, 3, 4. 1 more makes 5. Do I have to spread them out at all? No. Fits like a dream. And there you go. That's half the dish, maybe. Couple of. Right, so I've got a couple of spare pieces, and we know that's not right. So what have I not done? Oh dear. I've done them on the one side, but I haven't done them on the other. That's just embarrassing, isn't it? That is a bit embarrassing. That one goes there. That one goes there because it's needed for the next piece that's going on. Now just breaking everything I've done. Right. That one is for there. That one is for there. Still not convinced that these are supposed to be spare. Nope, that one definitely should be there. So we've got 1 spare, not 2. Right, that's it. So we've got 2 spare pieces. Fine. And breathe. Right, that is that bag done. And we are now moving on to bag number 59. Right, so on this bit on the outer edge, I've got to add the long bar, which is here. So it looks like we're going to be adding two of these wonky bits up on there. 2 clips in for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Oh, you are joking. Started off in the wrong place. I just push it through. Nope. Oh, no. Right, this is why you need to pay attention with what is going on. I'll take it back out of every single one of those clips. Yep, bag number 59 is what we're about to start. So there's a lot of bags, a lot of steps, a lot of pieces. And yeah, it didn't start off the greatest, and it's not continuing that way. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can see, can't you? Yep, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Oh, don't tell me that the different lengths. Well, it doesn't help because they've given so the so the instruction booklet says they need to be 232 mil or 9.13 inches, and this one's too long. Oh, you are joking. So these two are identical. Why would you not just have a measuring chart on there? If this is the longer one of the 3, Of course it is. So this is used for something else, just so you know. So the 3 long rods that are in the bag, 2 of them are one size, 1 of them's another. And I used too much length on that one, so it was too long. So we'll try again. This is the 3rd time lucky. Got a tiny little overhang on there. Clip it all the way around. You watch, I'm going to end up snapping one of these pieces soon. It doesn't fit. It's got to fit. No. What is going on? I don't understand. I do not understand whatsoever. Do I actually have to get a tape measure out to measure the length? How big are these? Come on, be honest. How big do you reckon they are? Don't say 7. Don't say 4 inches either. So they're 9 inches. So they're the ones that are needed. So that goes to there and wraps all the way around. It doesn't reach. That's what I don't understand. We don't have... How can it not reach? Right, I'm going to start on the other end. That one's perfectly fine. So there we go. Well, that has to be the same. He's asking for another 9-incher. Well, that's 9 inches, in case you want. What? How this live? Oh no! Right. So bag number 5. I'm going to have to neck this, I think. Give me some sort of boost. In all fairness, though, the second it does go together, it does look pretty cool. And if that's only half the size, it is a big thing. But I'm not 100% sure how it's supposed to be spaced, because up top you can move them around ever so slightly. So I don't know if they're supposed to be, the gaps are supposed to be better. That doesn't, because it looks a little bit, it's gappy on that side and then not so gappy on the other. But there's all 10 of them. So until it's on, I don't know if you can just move them. You can just move them around. So I don't know whether to sort of have it better so they're all equal. Maybe that's probably how it's supposed to be, but because in the instruction booklet you can't see what it's doing. Looks like a peacock. You are a Star Wars fan. Good, we like that. So what is going to be your next Star Wars set, Mr. Legaton? What do you think you are going to be going for? Oh, we've got green. I've got a bit of colour. We've got the bright green lasers in, so this is it. I think this is the do or die time. This is where it's going to go straight back up on the shelf, and we are going to see the angle of if it fits. And I really, really, really hope it fits. Yeah, it's okay. We've got more green and more green. We haven't had a minifigure for a while. We are getting close to halfway through, well, the first quarter, should I say, of booklet number 5. And that was another thing that's just gone bouncing. That is a clear one, I'm sure. If we need one. Have they given us a clear? They have, I think. Might not have done. We'll soon find out. It's on the floor down there somewhere, and it's bounced into the cantina, I think. but we'll worry about it when we get there. So yeah, I've moved a lot of the bits and pieces on the bottom and pulled bits and pieces out, ready for different things, and yeah, it's going to bite me in the backside at the moment. 1, 2, 3, 4. So yeah, doing another 5 and 5, another 5 and 5 build. Quickly, can we just get these together? I guess we're just making the fans again on the other side. So we've got, so you want the Jabba the Hutt and the sailboat for the UCS. Yeah, they're both yeah, I said the sailboat looks great with regards to it sort of just stood still, and it looks like it's moving. Obviously, there's a couple of different ways you can display it as well. You can display it shut, you can display it open. I've got mine open because obviously I'm doing it from a theme park perspective. Obviously, it's a walk-through attraction, but it is actually going to be a restaurant in my theme park, and it's going to go just behind where the laptop is as well. So that's going to be a nice thing to do, hopefully, over this weekend or one evening next week, depending on how quickly I can get this together and mess this up at the same time, because I seem to be messing it up quicker than I'm putting it together this evening. But hopefully the nonsense is behind us and we can just get into a nice rhythm and just tuck into everything, which is always good. So you've got the TIE Bomber indoor, you've got the TIE Bomber indoors and open. Yeah, it's some real nice minifigures in there. The minifigures in the Star Wars sets are great. They are very, very good. It is just a lot. I know a lot of fanatics go crazy about them. For me, it's sort of like, well, because I'm not the ins and outs of all the Star Wars stuff. I'm not 100% sure if they are accurate or not, but they sometimes get a little bit lazy on the printing of some of them. And obviously, the new CMF wave for the Spider-Verse looks very, very strong as well. But it seems to be some of the Marvel stuff they do amazingly well, and then they end up using those minifigures like 4 or 5 times to get the money's worth out of them. So I don't know. What would you prefer? Would you prefer like one and done for the Star Wars, but they're not perfect, or do you want to get them in every single set that they come in? A bit like the Marvel stuff, because if you think the figures that came with the Daily Bugle, mine is obviously a handful. Sorry, the Avengers Tower, shall I say? A lot of them we had already just recently had with the ship, because all of those were pretty much the same. So yeah, it's different. It seems to be different for different theming. I tell you, probably one of the better themes for just a full array of minifigures is Ninjago. That seems to just be amazing for the minifigures. You can get so many nice looking figures that it's yeah, it seems to be quite good fun putting all of those together, because you do get so many different bits. We're getting there. We do get so many different bits with it, and obviously in all the bigger sets, and that will be one of my large next builds that I'm going to try and get done. I'll be probably start pretty much straight after this, and then I might do Ninjago next, then repair the AT-AT, because I think I'm going to be moving the AT-AT about a little bit until we find its new home. So I'm gonna have to do all that off camera, and then when I found a home, I can just build the thing, and then we should be, he says, all right, but we will cross that bridge when it comes. Literally steps away from starting to put this beam in, and then I will know if it will fit on the shelf or not. I really, really, really am hoping it does, because I think the 8080 looks very good up on the shelf, but the diorama difference that I can do with like a diorama all around its feet rather than it just being in a straight line, whereas this one just needs to be in a straight line anyway because the style is set, it will work hand in hand. But with how the last hour has gone, I have a funny feeling it's building me up to go, oh, we did warn you. You probably should have just stopped building it and packed it away because it's not going to fit. But we are very, 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 very close to finding out all of these different bits and pieces that we need to. So, yeah, let's hope. Let's hope. Let's hope. Let's hope. Trickle bricks. How are we? I said it again, didn't I? Trickle bricks. Yeah. So I've got the next thing that the next thing I am going to be doing is the Ninjago City Markets, because again, behind me just there, you can kind of see the boat, and then against that back wall, I've got the city docks gardens, and then I built the new one up. So I did it in that order because I bought it in the wrong order for some reason because I'm a moron. And yeah, that's how it went. So that will be, I think, the next thing to be done, and then I'll start it. And then obviously, if the Bricklink Designer Program sets are coming out early, because I don't think I'm sure it's not been the 6-month period yet. I'll just get that done over a couple of lives, and we'll just smash that out so then I can get that sort of reviewed and shown off and do a load of comparison videos, because obviously people want to see that early because what people like, isn't it? It's just one of those. And then just carry on the Ninjago stuff after, and then it will more than likely be the 8080 build and repair, because I've still got quite a few bags for the 8080 to do. I've enjoyed it as its blueprint design up on the orange, but I think it might make a little bit more sense actually completing all of that. Right, so that's City Markets. Let's just double check if it's available for you. Anything, just have a quick 2 minutes because my head is all over the place on this one. So Ninjago, it is still available. It's not on back order, limit of 5, so you've got nothing to worry about. But it is obviously retiring this year. I think this is the one that will have a lot of. I think this is the one that might jump into the sale. Obviously, I did the video this morning, and it did surprise me that this is out of stock. I would have thought this had just been put onto like a huge back order. So I don't know if they've limited the numbers because of it's going to go into a sale later on or what. But it wasn't even on their retiring soon list, which threw me. It did throw me a little bit. So yeah, so for Ninjago, you've got quite a bit on the chopping block. You're gonna, did I spell that? Yeah, I did spell that half right. But I thought the Temple City was going, but it doesn't seem to be. It just says exclusive 2 points. So the add-on is going, but I do like this one. I think this is very, very pretty. 13 minifigures again, 3,489 pieces. Put that on some blue base plates with all the water running around it, because obviously it is a tournament in the waterfalls. And yeah, you've got the water wheel and everything. I think it's a very important part of the TV series itself. You got what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them competing. Well, 5 of them competing, should I say? But they have, for some reason, because Jay isn't in it. Because Jay is in the other set. So yeah, lots and lots and lots of different Ninjago stuff. But yeah, I'm hoping for so. Yeah, it's bizarre, isn't it? So back order's not too bad, but it's just the Daily Bugle's the one that's confusing me, because I don't understand why it's not sold out, which kind of makes me feel that they might try and get it back in again. But yeah, it's for a lot of the stuff, it's think you're going to be. I think you're going to be good. I think because of the obviously what that Ninjago set's like. I think maybe a lot of people are going to be waiting until it sort of has a bit more of a bit more of an offer, because I think possibly it's the weaker one out of the others. I think they tried to redeem themselves on the workshop, because that workshop again is just a completely different style of thing. But yeah, we'll just see. We'll see what it does. Right, so we are doing a thing. That's I'm assuming the outer shell for the laser, but I do need to space these potentially a little bit better, which is really hard to do, to be honest. Not gonna lie. Don't know how you're supposed to get these perfectly equal. I'm looking through you. Yeah, that's better. Yeah, okay. You can build it. Do it. Go for it. Which one? What do you want to do? The Ninjago set? We're going to carry on with this because I nearly cried at the start of this video. If you watch the first 5 minutes, it's almost in pieces. Just don't grab it from here. This whole chunk came off and it pushed everything up and over. And I was just sat here as the countdown was going on, going, oh no, what's happening? And yeah, but we are now getting into the interesting phase, because the interesting phase is we're getting close to plonking it up on the shelf, and it's a bit much, and I've got to measure this with a tape measure to make sure that this is the right one. So just give us the thing. I know it's long, but you could have just plonked it in the actual diagram, surely. Right, spinning this round, putting all of this one together. Is it going to reach? No. You wouldn't think it would be that difficult to put these in, would you? You would think you would just be able to do it first time like everybody else, but no. I do it how it's shown in I'm sure I'm doing it how it's shown in the instruction booklet. Just not giving it enough length for the other end. All right, we're in. That's the two bits around the outside. Okie dokie. All right, I'll see you in about 20 minutes. Not a bar. I'm still going to be here, so it might have been up on the shelf and back off at that point, but I'll keep you up to date with how everything is going. Right, we've now got to spin this. Here we go. We've got to now spin a delicate piece back upside down, as you do, and start plonking in all these bits and pieces. I thought around this time, obviously people coming back from work and school and everything else, it would start to get a little bit more active in the chat. So I was hoping that this bit would already be done, so I could show it off together of it going on. But now you're just going to have to see me panic building it for another 5 minutes or so. All right, so there's one. That goes there. Okay. So where it changes. Is it where it changes? Don't get it. So that one goes on the outside, and that one goes on the outside. We'll do the same thing on the other side. It's literally grey on grey on grey. And I'm just hoping that these are going in the right place. I would imagine they're probably quite important. I would think. Yeah. Right, so that's another four of them down. So two in the middle, equally the side. When are we going to add these amazing green pieces? We've got to add another 4 of these. What are these for? They've got to be something important. Starting to worry now. Starting to panic that it's going to be... The dish itself isn't past the back of the thing, so it's not going to hit the wall. So we'll be all right with that. But where? Oh, don't make me count. We don't want to be doing that, do we? So it's 1, 2, 3 from there. 1, 2, on for 3. And this one is on the third. 1, 2, 3 on the outer edge. And then it's 1, 2, 3, 4 on the inner edge. 1, 2, 3, 4 on the inner. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's on the fifth one. 1, 2, 3, yeah. And then that gives us 2. It goes into the next one. This is far too testing for my little brain. And then we've got another 2. And then it goes on the outer edge. And then we've got all those victories you probably can't even see. But doing a thing. It is doing something. And then I've got to add in 1 clear nipple. Remember, I did drop one of these, so I'm hoping that we've got one of these spare. And then we're bringing 8 of those into play. Oh, this is the bit I'm assuming. Is this the bit that's going to be holding the green? So they are probably quite important that they're in the right place. So I don't know where we're counting them from. I don't know. Oh, that is 3 of them, 4 of them. 5 of them. That would be 6, 7, and 8. 6, 7, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Was that the bit I knocked off then? I thought I knocked off a clear piece. Was it a spanner? No, it must have been a spanner, because the spanner's just by my foot. Well, that's the case. I don't have to worry as much, and it's there. At least I found it. Do these bend in then? Yes. Oh, clever. Not so clever when you do that. Right, so that gives it its dish form. So you push in the bottom, and you're starting to give the dish. I think so on this one. So what I've got an email. I've got the Pirate Island because I thought it would work well with the Pirates of the Caribbean ship, but the Bricklink that's just finished, no, I didn't get anything from. So, and I won't be getting anything from the following series, and then the series after that, which takes you all the way to like, what was it, June of 2026? I want two sets from there, but no, I couldn't justify anything from this round. I was very, very tempted for the big trees, but no, I held fire in the end. So yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. Right, that's the length. I'm assuming. If we got double that length, I don't know. Is that it? Is that our length? Honestly, I still can't tell if this is going to hit the ceiling. I've never been fascinated by a bit of length as much as this in my life. I'm like, is it going to fit or not? Oh, I hope so. I hope so. Right. So we've got to do 2 of those. That sits on it. That green bit goes underneath it. And then it goes into its rod. Now I know one of these are new, aren't they? One of these elements are new for this. And then that clips on, like so. And then it twists in. So we've got to do that. I didn't call it right because I knew there was 8 laser beams that goes into one. So I did know a random fact about this laser beam. So if that was a a question, a pub quiz. I would have got that one. Would have got that one right. Right, that's 2. We'll put more on after. I don't think we're going to get any spare bits at all on this. I'm glad that I found that bit on the floor, but I think that might have been a little bit tricky. Three. So that's just technically number 4. Oh. Come on. Just want to see if it fits. What if it doesn't? What if it does fit? How do I? I'm like in my head. It's like, if it fits, what display do I do? If it doesn't fit, then I'm stuffed because I then don't know what to do. I actually have no idea at all where this thing would physically go. So I have tried to put it in places off camera, and it just doesn't work. It just doesn't work anywhere. Goody, welcome back. I'll probably be on for what time are we now? We are 6. So probably at least another hour, but I might go up to 3 hours. So we'll be going for a minimum of another hour, which will take us to UK time 7, but I might stay on till 7:30. So between 60 to 90 minutes from now, I would imagine, because I went on 4:30 UK time. But yeah, we'll see. We'll just see. We see how the evening unfolds. If more and more people start joining in as it gets a little bit later on, we'll just stay on a little bit later. I will be back on again tomorrow. So we'll kick things off at 4 or 5 o'clock. So we'll do 2 or 3 hours again tomorrow. So yeah, we'll just see how it goes. So because Fridays, obviously, people have maybe a little bit more time. But no, I just want to really tuck into this because I've done this is my 3rd bag where we're going to be putting the beam up there. So you can see all the shaft and everything's been built, but that's all set inside. So I need to see if it fits on the shelf. So it's going to be picked up, put on the shelf, work out if we've got the angle. And if we've got the angle, then I'm hoping the next bag is this. Because then if that's the case, we can then get it fixed in situ. Because I have noticed that all of a sudden you then start building quite a bit of the middle. So yeah, we'll see. But no, not a problem. I'll be back for a while. Obviously, because I am a sucker for punishment. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2 more. 2 more. Right, I think I've got all the bits. I'm hoping I've got all the bits. If I don't have all the bits, have I got a spare bit? That's what I'm thinking in my head right now. That's the 2 we need. No, so all of the clear bits, nothing fell off, which is good. Don't get any clear bits. So they give you a random clear blue one or a red one from time to time. But when it comes to this one, we are nothing. And I have just seen, let's have a look. I see that the Speed Champions times 2, it does. But I didn't realize it came with a giveaway because normally it says that the giveaways aren't included. But I'm assuming it's because you would need to order other bits and pieces. So maybe how they do things now is that if it's just like something that isn't going to hit the total, because I was tempted to put in all of the Batman stuff and the this new DeLorean and see if it popped up, because I think if you add in all the Batman stuff, I'm going to try it. Let's do that now. So would be a good idea if I actually shared the screen, wouldn't it? So let's get the screen, let's get that screen back up. There you go. But yeah, I was quite surprised that it was there. So yeah, if you want to order one for flying and not flying, obviously you could give that a go. Right, I've got nothing in my bag, so let's go to home new. And if I put all of these in the bag, does it break the giveaway price point? If not, I'll just put 2 of them in there. So that's 1. I just do everything pre-order. 2, 3. It's got to break the price point, hasn't it? 4, 5. So is the gift in there? Yeah, it is. I didn't think that would work. I don't get it. So would they really sit on the giveaway until the 1st of 2026? Because in the past they haven't done that, but there you go. That's what that is. That's what that's looking like. So yeah, I'm quite surprised. But I mean, I think a lot of people are thrilled that that's the case. But oh, because in that basket, obviously, it said it's coming with. Well, that's interesting. So what if I took that away then? Okay, that's weird. So if I do that, where it's just all the Batman stuff in, that's is that broken the price point? No, not yet. It's 150, isn't it? So you said Lightning McQueen. Well, you said Lightning McQueen. Oh. So I do that pre-order as well. That should that'll take it over the top. I'm holding on to this. Yeah. So it is there. All right. Well, if I remove that and just put anything in there. Let's have a look. Let's just put something so it just goes over the upscale. Something that's on back order. Yeah. So the Batman orders are included into it. How bizarre! I didn't think that'd be a thing, but clearly, 135. Oh, 135. Well, hang on then. So if I just did the Batman, it doesn't work with the Batman. Oh, it does. It's down there. So it's working with all of them then. Oh, yeah. So it works with the Batman. It works with. It must be a thing. Maybe it's because they're going to do that giveaway in January, and they're going to redo it again, so they know in advance of what that is. But no, quite. Who knows? Yeah, who knows? Right, we are adding in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Having a nightmare. Having an absolute nightmare. Right. Let's get these on and then see. Because this is my biggest memory of what I'm doing right now of Windsor. And of course, I wouldn't expect anything less than it putting up a huge fight. I'm going to spend ages trying to get that looking nice. That's the next one. Because they all, I've got to push them all the way in, have I? Ah, right, okay. Push them all the way in. And that way, they're all with the same length. I got one more. Where's that bit gone? We picked up the piece. What a pleb. Doing my best to break this. Well, that bit's now on the floor. Not any of those? It's not from there. Oh, it's a bit in the middle, isn't it? Right, try that again. Right, so where has... Oh, don't do this to me now. Because I've picked that bit up off the floor, so it can't be... It can't be that bit. So is there a bit stuck in the bag? I have checked everything religiously, so I didn't think there would be anything else stuck. And they're definitely not going to give you a spare... Oh, come on. They're not going to give you a spare bit of that one. They've given you some random spare bits, but definitely not one of those. Not right before I need to put it up somewhere. Cannot do this to me. I spent more time this live stream looking at the floor than anything else. Now I know. I think. On there. Where are? I thought I had another set close that had those in. The idea is where I'll have another one of those without having to pour all of these on the floor again. I am convinced that was not me. I will watch it back on the action replay, but it's gonna have to turn up somewhere. That's just embarrassing. Just embarrassing. Right. No, there are all the smaller bits in there. It's on the Daily Bugle, I think, so I'm going to have to sacrifice that. Great. Fantastic. And then when I find it, I will bring it back because it's the bit that goes on the other side. I don't know how I've managed that. I fluked it. Is that the same colour? The same piece? It is the same piece. I found one. Don't know how I've done it, but there it is. Good. Okay. Don't think it's a lighter colour grey. I think that grey is exactly the same. It is. Right. Prongs. They're all pushed in, apart from that one. Right, we're down now. And we are getting to the bit which is now quite important. So please don't put up a fight. So it looks like they've got that looking really, really, I guess it's not touching, clean. So I guess I don't actually have the thing touching. It might look a little bit better. There's definitely something not 100% right with this because there's too much of a gap on the one side. How can you not have this correct? How can I be such an idiot? So one there, gap, another one goes in, gap, another one, gap, another one, and then we've got gap, and it should be another one. And then we've got a gap of 4. 1, 2. So that is the gap of 4. So why have we got one big gap? One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Pass. Right, so that's it. Supposedly. Apart from that looks... I just don't understand why that looks so bad. But I know we've got two... we've got 2 gaps of 4. All right. So it's not. It's just me being... it's just me being too laser-fied on it. Right, let's get this in, and then I'll mess around the actual beam itself, because they have got every single tip touching the end. So they've got their beam looking super, super clean, and mine is all over the place. So yeah, we'll work on that. Where is this attaching to? All right, spinning it round, and you are going to see where this attaches. So I think that is going to slide on there. It is. Okay, it's going to be fun. It's also got a bow enough so it doesn't hit the outer edge. Right, I'm going to cheat. I'm going to take it off. Right, so that's on, as you can see. That bit is now on. And we will then reconnect the whole thing. Like so. Yes, that's how it's supposed to go. We've got a bit of play in it, I'm not 100% sure. I don't think I've bent these forward enough. I think they need to spend so much time in a dish. Of course. I've now pushed them and they're all popping out the back. Right, let's just get this on and just see if it fits, shall we? I'm just doing everything I can. That bit's... something's just come off. I don't know what bit's just fallen. And clearly, that's not right, is it? That is not right. I don't know what's just... there's a curve from the back. Can I get that bit back on? No. How can this just be so much of a spanner? I knew I should have just not started tonight. Because I jinxed it and said, oh, if it's going to go wrong, it's already gone wrong. Everything I've touched this evening has just gone completely wrong. Let's just get them up out the way. Get you back in the middle. Let's get this attached back to this. That's the bit on the side. That's how it's supposed to go. But it has got... right, that's there. That's that bit. Right, we're somewhere. Actually, that's not a bad attempt. We are somewhere there now. So I just need to push all those back in. Next thing I need to do is make the bit that goes above the top. So I'll do that before I move it in case it gives it any more support. And then hopefully I can say I've actually achieved something this evening. And we will be okay. Right. Literally no spare pieces at all. So that bit, you can you see? Angled a bit, but that is outrageous. Does that just sit underneath it? Yeah. That is a very, very, very snug fit. But it's in. I've actually done the dish correctly, so it was worth me moving those pieces around. Right. I don't know who's watching, but this is the time now. I have to pick this back up and put it on the shelf. Make some space. You're going to have to move. Oh, I think actually what we'll do is we'll put you on the box. This that's the next box that's being built. So there's a lot of pieces to this, and it's not just the table space it takes up either. It's all of the other bits that you need to have ready, especially when you're doing the live stuff. That is out of work. Let's reset everything. So we are snug. So we have got an 8080 that wants to go flying. That box is up there. That box is now gone underneath the table. So we are good. That's good. Right, you're being unplugged. Yeah, good luck. Yes, that's exactly it, Trickle Bricks. I think it's just me and you at the moment, but we will see. So you're up there. Yeah, that's where you needed to be. So you can see the space. Is this going to fit? I really hope it is. So we're fighting the roof. I'll bring all of these in. And obviously I'm going to redo these a little bit better because I don't like how they are, but it looks half decent. It looks all right on camera, doesn't it? Right, so this is it then. We're at maximum length on there. I've just got to see. I don't want to move it though. I've just moved it and it fell apart. You know when you suddenly lose confidence in something? This is exactly what's just happened. Right, big moment then. Deep breath. Right, we're up. Am I going to hit the ceiling? Sounds like I am. I am hitting the ceiling. I'm still hitting the ceiling. I do not believe that. That is outstanding. How has something worked? So, you know how thin these are? That's it. That is the space. It goes through. It's on. I know that's just pinged off, but it's on. That is nuts. Honestly, that is literally the width of that sheet of paper. It couldn't be any tighter than it's right. I'm actually quite smug. I'm not going to lie. I am actually quite happy that has done that. But obviously, we know what the problem is now. I have wiggle room of the thickness of this, and that is it. Like that, it's not even. I don't think I would get. I don't even think I'd be able to get a two-piece coin behind that. I don't think I'd be able to. Like a ski, for example, I can't get the ski behind it. That is madness. So yes, it's not touching, which is fantastic. It doesn't. Obviously, it's not. No, it's sat in there, so it's not going to move. But I do not know how much it's going to be for this side, because we've got. If it starts to curve in, because it curves in sharp. So if it curves in as sharp as the other side, it's going to be extremely close. Because don't forget, this bit curves in massively. I can't push that in anymore at all. The only thing I could try and do is make this a little bit shorter. Because obviously if I made this short, if I made the length a little bit shorter and pushed it over, I don't think we'd have a problem. But as it stands, it's in on this side. But now we are building the opposite side, and it does look like it's literally like this. So I don't know. Because that curve is really, really steep. But I did say in the last live that for whatever reason, this side is taller than this side before it starts to curve in. But if it kicks in as much as that angle at the bottom, it's literally the angle of the roof. But it has to start kicking in right now. If it doesn't, if the next piece goes up and then starts to go over, it's not going to fit. So it literally has to be maybe one piece maximum. And if I am looking at this, which is the next thing that we've got to build, which is bag number 60, we go up by one brick and then it's as far over as you could hope for. So it's going to be close. But the problem is it needs to come right over and then wrap around on itself. So I think we'll be okay if I took that bit off. Because it would move over. So I think we could take the middle part of that beam off, and I think we'll be okay. Can you measure up from the? It's difficult though from the center because it's not. Obviously, you can see it's miles off center, so we're really far over. We're really far over that way. Because I can't move this, because this does, which doesn't really, to be honest, move about. So I can't really do too much. I can't really do too much with that because it's just a pin on a ball. So, well, but from what point though? Because I've got to go from the laser, and obviously, if I took the laser off, I could move it over, but I don't know how high it's going up before it comes around. Well, no, not yet. We're still at the difficult bit. So yeah, if it doesn't fit, we might as well just turn it off and give up. But if it does, and as long as it doesn't do things like that, yeah, I don't know. So I'll get it back down. I'm just going to put up a bit of a battle, get that bit back in, figure out where that bit's just come from. And then, yeah, I don't know. No, because if I lower the shelf, I can't get the set underneath it in. So I can't measure it up. From the middle at the bottom of the bill going up. Yeah, I could measure. The only thing is, like I said, this side where it starts to kick, from there across, you're 17. From there across, you're 19. So obviously, ideally, if it was just in the middle, like there, you wouldn't have a problem at all, because the widest part is, as we know, 3 base plates. But the widest part is obviously from the laser, not the actual curvature of it. So it's the laser beam that takes you over the three belt. It takes you to the 3 base plate mark. So yeah, we're just gonna have to start in the next bag and just see. Because if I moved it over that much and took that middle piece out, I don't think we'll have a problem. Or we're gonna have a big problem. It's just, I don't know. I don't know. So I want to get that. Now the laser's in, I can't have it. I can't have it that way, can I? So I can only have it that way. Well, yeah, I'm going to carry on, and then we know what we're going to be doing. So we got at least another 45 minutes to an hour building now, and then I'll have to carry on building it tomorrow. But you can see what I mean about how from this angle, I think now we're going to kick right in, because this bit literally, it comes in really sharp. So it's not like a perfect, if you imagine like a football, it's not like a perfect football shape, which I would imagine the older Death Stars would have been, because of how it is. But we'll get that bit back on. But no, this is it's a big old chunky thing, but I can see now where that bit's come off from. We are there. So that didn't take long for a bit to come flying off. Oh man, that's on by 2. It's on by 2 chunks as well, 2 clips. So how many clips did we lose during that then? 1, 2. Oh, it's just a delicate bit. That is for sure. I don't do delicate. Get on. Get on. Right, there we go. You know, it just had a chain reaction of everything falling off. So you got these bits on the back that wedge in, and it keeps it all together. Yeah, I know this bit. I think this bit is the bit that takes it from being able to go in the Billy bookcase. But this is obviously our problem point. I don't particularly want to take it off, but I can't move the shelf down, because I mean it's drilled into the wall with about 20 different screws. So it is literally going to come down to how much of an angle do we do the next bit, because I can't sink this in any more than it is, I don't think. I don't know. But now I've taken this bit off, it's going to put a huge fight to put it back on, because I don't know if I can bend. So what I don't want to do is bend the beam around too much, because if I did that, it would make the clip go in a little bit more, so it would let me push it back into the set a little bit further. But if I do too much of it, it's going to put a strain on it, and I think it's going to want to come flying. It's going to want to come flying off. So where are we going to be able? Yeah, it's going to do that. It's going to break if I do that. Can't make it any shorter. I can't really do too much else to it. What I do need to do is take this bit back off. So I can put this bit back on. That's the sensible thing to do, because it is extremely snug. Definitely don't want to do that, yeah. So it just takes one bit to knock on the other bit, and it just has that chain reaction. And it would be a Technic pin. There we go. Right, that's back in. But that is set as far back, I think, as I can possibly get that. I can't set that beam any further back. Well, yeah, so it's not a perfect shape. It's not a perfect sphere. What I need is like a I need like a square, so you can see the actual, because I've got to go against the angle of this roof, which I dread to think what the angle of this roof is, and go up against the other bit. So yeah, it's gonna be a fruity one, because now the angle of this is stuck, because obviously I can't move that around any more than that because of it's hitting the shelf. So you are coming round with me, and we are going to plonk on. You're going back there, and we'll just continue. We can only do what we can do. But now I've got to move the boxes again, because the next lot of bags are in this huge box. So I've got the box out the big box, but the bags are still in box number 3. So what bag are we looking at? Bag 60. I've got to put this piece back on as well. Might be a good idea. Bag 60. So the artwork on the boxes are nice. I've gone over this. I think I've already shown this one off, haven't I? So I don't need to show this one off. So that is bag number 60. There is a lot of bags left in here. A lot of bags left. I've just seen bag number 80. I think that's the highest bag number, actually, isn't it? So 65, 64, 63, 62, 61, and a 60. Yeah, I can do that. The room. There's plenty in here. There is plenty in here. So, yeah, there is stuff that we can do now. That I do like the idea of. If I could just use a small drill bit, and what we'd have to do is we'd have to pick the whole Death Star up and insert it in first, and then plonk it on the shelf. I'm up for something stupid like that. There'll be something we can do. I might just get the drill and screw the board up even tighter, and just give us like an extra mil, something stupid. I can do a full-blown room tour. That's not a problem at all. I can get the Lego cam out, and we can do that kind of thing. Because the problem is with the angle of the ceiling is like this, for example, it's very close to the roof, and obviously certain sets when you go in certain places, because of obviously what I've got to work with. But we are now looking like we are doing we're doing the throne room is what we're doing. So if you want to see, actually we can just see it together, can't we? So if we're doing the throne, we're now doing the throne room next, which is this bit here. Obviously we were doing Where are we? We're just on Death Star. So we can see for ourselves now, because that bit just there is the bit that's built. Just this bit. So we now should be kicking straight in. So we are here. So it should be going up there. If you guys and girls can see that angle. Yeah. Well, it might actually end up coming out the roof. That's the thing. I'm in the loft, so it's actually going up. So it depends actually on how thick that board is. I'll tell you what, there might be some DIY going on. I am stupid enough to do that kind of thing. Honestly, that would be interesting. Right. Bag 60 starts at, that is all on. Yeah, bag 60 starts at step. Look if I can pull that back anymore. I don't think I can. Bag 60 starts at page 59, booklet number 5, step 1680 is where we're at right now. But yeah, the neighbours and people walking by, what's that sticking out? What's all this to do with? So like I said, we're going to just tuck into this probably for another hour, another 55 minutes. And clearly, we're not going to know until tomorrow evening if this is going to fit or not, because there's quite a lot still to do. And then it'll be finished at the weekend. I'm going to do, if I finish it at the weekend, if I finish it on Saturday, then I'll do a full review video for Sunday evening, so you guys can go and see it with a much clearer camera. I'll use the 4K camera, make it look as neat as possible. And then we'll start the Ninjago on Sunday. So, and then we can just carry on. So the live build series will just change to what we're building. We're not suddenly just going to stop. And this is something that I am going to do now, moving forward. I'm going to build it live. Obviously, I'll do the unboxing video, and then we'll build it live, and then there'll be the review video, comparison videos while I'm building the next things live. So that's how it's gonna work. And I did say this before, I have not done a single piece off camera. I didn't even fix any of it. That's why I was all flustered at the start of this stream. So I should have just delayed the stream by half an hour, fixed everything that decided to fall apart, and then just take a break. But no, I like the pressure. And I like to be as honest as possible, and just do not pick this up from the wrong place, otherwise it will end in tears. But we're now going through here. New video. Yeah, can you imagine? That's it. You can imagine the thumbnail from like a space satellite zoomed in on this green laser that's popping out. NASA, like, what's all that about? Yeah, so it could go wrong. It's going to go wrong, isn't it? So I don't know if I can just make the because it's on a Marvel. It's on one of those Marvel long length flight stands. So could I just use a slightly shorter flight stand? I mean, only by like an inch or two. It would be amazing if I didn't have to change a thing and it just went on. But I tell you what, it's going to be a hell of a lot harder getting on the shelf next time, because I'm going to have to go in perfectly. Oh, the anticipation for the disappointment that's going to be happening in the next live, I think, is going to be outrageous. I think I might cry. I don't know. But yeah, there's no real easy way of measuring this setup, because it's not equal. So I've just shown you on the live stream exactly where we're at with it. And yeah, just sort of gonna have to see what you think and fill me in with everything, because it's going to be an interesting, it's going to be a journey, that's for sure. They're giving us two different sizes of these. I am lost and confused. How is that? Oh. he says. Yeah, it's not started well. Even the next thing. Right. Hang on. Let's anything I can do just to take my mind off this. Should I grab the City Markets now with double points and the giveaway and wait until it goes on sale? Well, this is it. This is the game now. This is what I was trying to get at with the Daily Bugle. It's like the Daily Bugle, clearly, I think a lot of people thought that might be the case and they've done it. I got it in the last double points for this exact reason. Because but the game is, and this is what I always think to myself, what if it sells out before it gets to the next double points? I think if it's going to go, they would buy a lot of units of it now, but you can still order 5 of them. So it's a game, and it depends on if you want to roll the dice and see if you can get it minute past midnight, 2 minutes past midnight, and then you'll be laughing because I think it's going to go into a sale. But the other thing to think of is that with the double points, you get less points with it because it's in the sale price, but obviously then you still get a lot of money knocked off. But also, do you want anything else at the time? Because it's just going to be a battle, I think it's, if it was me and I really wanted it and I wouldn't want to miss out, I would have got, I've done what I've done, because like I said, I got it in the last double points for that reason. So yeah, it's one of those, isn't it? That's true. We should do an exchange somewhere. Just go somewhere and see. But we don't have, as Trickle Bricks have said, no, we don't have a bricks and minifigure store here. I don't know if it's a franchise that could be set up. I would be well up for trying to start something like that up. If people would turn up or not would be obviously a different story. But yeah, it's no, we don't have one here. I went to what I think it was that chain. I went to one in Canada with Saturday Ave, and the amount of stuff that they had in there was amazing, as you can fully well imagine. But they also did their own builds of different bits and pieces, which was pretty cool. But yeah, there's a really good place in Weston you can go. I don't know if you've gone to Weston Supermare, but there's a very, very good sort of toy and Lego secondhand exchange type place. That yeah, you could potentially maybe do, but they don't do pieces. It's just Lego sets. So again, it's just playing that game of what is it you can do kind of thing. Yeah, so yeah, you've got a lot of cool stuff in the States with regards to bits and pieces, but then also you have distribution issues, whereas the UK, we don't have the luxury of some of the stuff that you get, but then at the same time, we can literally get to Billund and get some of the exclusive sets that you can't. So it's a catch-22 really with those kind of things. But yeah, obviously from the States. Well, very wise lady, because if you do snooze, you will lose. But I guess it depends on, do you want to play the game of getting it or not? I think that's what it's going to come down to. It's just going to be like, if you want to challenge yourself and say you save some money, because I should have, and I did say I was willing to play the game, wait until this goes into double points and see if the giveaway version is still available. I said it would still be available, and it was, because on the morning of this going into double points, I know Bristol would have had some, and I know other people would have had some. Yeah, it is. Yeah, here now. So you're noon. So we're 20 to 10, about 6:45. We're at now. So yeah, it's you got to play that game. I I got it because I thought it would have sold out already, and I did not want to miss out. Because have you got the others? I suppose that's the thing, because if you've got the others, that'll obviously make a big difference to what you're, I'm assuming, planning on thinking and doing and everything else. So yeah, it's I don't know. I don't want to answer that for you, but I know what I did, and I didn't want to miss out. So yeah. But if you can afford it now and you want the double points, or if you've got points to use, then obviously do it. Obviously, I guess it depends on what else is it you want. Is there anything else that you would like to get? I guess is the other thing, because if you're not interested in the Star, because Star Trek's the last big thing, and the Bricklink designer is done, so we got no more of that. There's no more. Is there the Goonies? Is that due to come out this year? What is it? The shop in Lincoln called Bricks Kingdom, I think. The chap who opened it up gave up his career as a plumber. He's also a moderator for Brixie. Fair enough. Well, if you can get the clientele in from that, then obviously good on him. Because I honestly, I think in the UK it is that those kind of things are missing over here, and it could be anything from anything Lego based, with it being like a CAF type scenario or whatever it is. Because I think it would be, even if you could just go somewhere to, so I always think if you could go somewhere just to build a set that you couldn't afford, and you just paid like 20 quid at the door, and you just sat there and built it, and then you could just do it over a weekend while doing other little bits and pieces. There's like a little area within your business to do stuff, but obviously square footage, so the amount of money that you earn per thing is obviously very, very important. So yeah, I don't know how feasible that is, but some of the Lego places that you go to, especially the Lego Lands, they just have these huge builder tables, and yeah, I can just see different things for different bits working. But I did not know that was about. But I know there's a type of thing that you could get stuff from in. There's one in Gloucester, and there's one in Weston, but that's the only two that I know of where you could potentially get some nice bits and pieces. But yeah, it's just one of those, I think, of what it is that you want to get yourself. But just okay. Very similar shop to Bricks and Mythic. Yeah. Yeah, the Lion Knights, I gave that back, didn't I, to get this? I don't know if I'm going to regret that. I don't know if I'm going to regret it, because the Lion Knights castle is literally the castle at Legoland Windsor and all of the other parks. The one I've got is obviously the snowy version, and I can say it's the Christmas version of. But if I didn't have to sacrifice it, I would have definitely kept it. I don't know if I am going to regret that, but there's no way I could get that now. And I did kind of say to myself that if I couldn't make the sort of medieval display that I wanted to do, then I just would not do it, and I can't do it. So I thought, right, perfect opportunity to bail and just see what can be done. Oh, this is just falling apart. We're getting to that point now of where everything I'm touching is just going to absolute turds, and I do not know why. Maybe it's because I am extremely hungry. That might be the case. Yeah, same, exactly the same. And I waited, and then I got it, and then sent it back for this. That is very, very true. But what we're talking about is the Ninjago, the Lion Knights Castle are on the retiring list. So if you go onto the Lego website over here, and it's on the American one, because I've checked on the American one already. If you go on to here, onto your main tab, look, you've then got retiring soon. So it's a new tab that they've added. And all of these sets, which I'm amazed that we've actually got the One Piece stuff going. I can't believe that's had such a short run. But on that list is all of these big sets. It's over in America as well. And it just happens to be that the Lion Knights Castle and the Ninjago set are side by side on the Lego website. And it depends if they're going to make it any further than this. Yeah, I think because it's not gone on back order yet, it's a tough one, really, because with the Lion Knights Castle, it sold out last double points, and it was on a huge back order because I waited at least like 6 weeks for mine to turn up. And it actually got to the point of where I messaged them. I was like, look, if it's going to take that long, I'll cancel the order and I'll just get it next time round. But they couldn't, for whatever reason, cancel the order. So I think if it's not going to sell out on this double points, it will be sold out within an hour on the last double points in November, because it is the last opportunity to get it. And it was only the Lion Knights that went. The Ninjago actually did, but not as long. But the Lion Knights went for a huge amount of time. So, yeah, it's going to be one of those. It's just going to be a case of squeaky bum time, as we call it. When are you going to... You can speak to your good lady and ask her, is it worth the squeaky bum time? Or should you pull the... Because it was your plan to get both before the end of the year. Because one of those two are definitely going to go into the sale. I think the Razor Quest might be plummet in price as well. I think that might be the big saving one. Because that has never been in a sale on the Lego website, but it's always been in a sale places like John Lewis and things like that. So I think they just to sort of shift some bits and pieces, then they'll go for that, because the Lion Knights Castle is also at Wilkinson's as well, which is a really weird thing. But yeah, they have actually got it at Wilko online, which is odd. So if you do miss out, you could potentially get it from other places, but of course you don't get your points and all that kind of stuff, and then the giveaway gets, well, it's non-existent, isn't it? So yeah, there's options with the Lion Knights. With regards to the Ninjago, I'm not 100% sure if it is anywhere else, but yeah, I don't know. Okay, well, yeah, I suppose the thing is, it depends if you just want to spread the cost. That's the other thing, because if you were to get one now and then obviously you get the other one in a few, but I don't know, because what do you think it's going to be? Do you reckon it's going to be 20% off with points and then you get points? Because obviously we're technically 10% off now with double points, so they'll give you double points again. Would they take 20% off, give you double points, so it's like the equivalent of 30% off? And if you did that for both, then obviously that's a lot of money saved. So yeah, I guess it just depends how quickly can you get it in your basket and check out. I think that's what it's going to come down to. Is if you can get both of those in your basket and check out quickly, then you should be, well, you'll be fine. But we know that they're going to be obviously clearly going back into the double points. But I was quite surprised that the Daily Bugle is obviously as deep as what it is. But then if it's not going to get discontinued, if they don't suddenly say it's sold out for the Daily Bugle, then potentially that makes it a little bit easier for people wanting to get it in the next one. But then at the same time, if they didn't have enough units there, then that might be the first thing to sell out. So yeah, it's a tough one, to be fair. But I don't have that worry because I thought it would have sold out. Some of these would have been a little bit stronger sellers in this double point, but then obviously the double points have only just started. So as people get to the weekend and they start thinking of Christmas and all that kind of nonsense, but does the Black Friday sale, is everybody waiting now for this Black Friday sale? And it just seems to be Lego will obviously release the new one. I don't know when the Goonies is coming out. I know you're not interested in that one, but I don't actually know when that is due. So yeah, I thought it was due this year, but maybe I'm daydreaming on that. 1, 2. Yeah, so I can't really help. At least if you're good ladies listening, I'm not trying to make you spend your money, but yeah, I don't know what game I would want to play. I know everybody wants to save money, but it just depends on if you can hold out. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, I built something correctly. Well. Isn't that a surprise? Let's do is just build the rest of it quickly, pick up the pace a bit, and we'll be good. I hear a pumpkin. Hey, Fluff. You coming over? Come in. I moved this last time. You weren't interested. You come in now. Well, that's got bad news written all over that because I'm balancing a box and a box and a box. Goonies is November. So what do we think? We're going to get Goonies at the start of November, and then we're going to get Goonies at the start of November, and then Star Trek. Well, this is the other thing. This is the other big thing, is that don't forget, not only are you going to be competing against all the people that want these Lego sets in the sale, but how many Star Trek fans will want that giveaway purchase? Because the website will be flooded on that first night. I am tempted to go live on that first night and just see what is about. I've done that before. I've done that before for like new arrivals and things where everything got updated and all that kind of thing. But I could potentially go live this time round and just see all the different bits and pieces. But I really honestly don't. I do not know, because yeah, you've got to. That queue is not. It's not for beginners, is it? And if you are waiting a long time, by the time you could potentially get in, it's gone. Will you kick yourself for missing it? And which one's more important, the Lion Knights or Ninjago? That is the other thing. Hey, Fluff. Yeah, just a full loop. How do you manage that? Oh, so I've made space under the table, haven't I? Made space underneath the table. Right, this is getting big again. So I know what's going to be happening. We're going to be running out of space again. But this is obviously all of the next level that's going on. And you can see how it kicks in. So I just hope it goes that way as well. Yeah, I think from what I've seen or heard of, because it's obviously always rumours, but that is the Black Friday thing, because it's always been, for previous years, it's always been DC, because we had the car one year, then we had the Batwing the next year, and all of a sudden it stopped. I'm pretty sure the Avengers Tower was then the other Black Friday one, so they always do a big thing on the actual Black Friday, which is chaotic because you've then got all of these people wanting to get into store for this new arrival that's always big, but then you've got all the people going in there for just grabbing the stuff that's either in a huge sale or double points. Is it going to be double points? Is it going to be triple points? But they're not going to be daft with the Star Trek stuff for the stores. I think they'll have a huge amount of stock. And of course, well, with the Goonies, if it doesn't come with a good giveaway, everybody's going to wait for the double points for the Goonies as well. So then they're all going to be running into store or using the website at that same time, which is then just going to cause even more chaos. So, yeah, all good, sexy fun, I would say. All good, sexy fun. What isn't good, sexy fun is how have I messed this up so badly? What have I done? Having an absolute nightmare. Right, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's self-explanatory. Where are the other 4 going? That can't be correct. Playing the game again of what has this Muppet done? Wasn't it? Oh, it's there, is it? Oh. Well, there we go. Who knew? Was not paying attention. So we get 1 spare piece on that one, and that takes us over to bag 61, which is going to be my last bag, I think. We'll do 1 more bag. Yeah. So what I've read, well, actually, yeah, I guess what everybody's read, and this is why I said the big difference between the Star Trek giveaway and this giveaway is this one can be built, I think, and everything else, and yada yada yada. Whereas the Star Trek, it doesn't just come with the shuttle; the figure it comes with, which is the one that is needed really to complete the crew from later on in the series. And you know full well that to get that figure is going to be astronomical amount of money. So yeah, it's just going to be one of those. I've put the box on the next bag pumpkin that I need. That's how you that is. Right, 61. Last bag 61, and then that'll be it for this evening. And then I will be on form a little bit better tomorrow, and then we can carry on. But yes, yeah, that is exactly what because I'm keep telling myself that's it. I'm not getting anything else for the rest of this year. This is my last set for this year. But I do want that shuttle, and I want the Enterprise, and it is going to be very much dependent on. To be fair, actually, it's going to depend on what scale it is and how nice it looks. Because if it's going to be a really awkward scale, I might just walk away from it and just be like, no, and use that money towards a Falcon instead, which is, yeah. I've got a long-haired ginger cat who looks like a pumpkin, don't you? All fluffy. Yeah, I'll pick it next when she wakes up. I'll pick her up and she's just like pure fluff. And then when it's windy, it's quite. She amuses me highly. So you'll see 3 different cats running on the stream all the time, and they've been about since they were kittens. So when I'm building stuff, they don't even bother anymore. They're just like, oh, he's doing that thing again. So yeah, just randomly hear me say odd names. It's because I'm speaking to the cats. But yeah, the game is going to be played for the next lot of double points, that's for sure. But yeah, so I guess you get the. But it's not. I'm trying to think. How did they do it? Did they do selective double points, or did they do double points across the board for the last Black Friday? So I remember I remember waking up and seeing that the Hogwarts Express obviously it sold out instantly, got dumped into a massive sale. And I was always thinking about that set, going, well, obviously from a theme park perspective, I've been lucky enough to go there and yada, yada, yada. And that train is very important. It's massive. It does the bits and pieces. Well, do you think it would? Do you think they would be horrible? I think the Goonies will come with a random giveaway because it's a Lego Ideas. So I don't think they'll do. I don't think they would do a giveaway purchase with the Lego Ideas. So it'd be a bit like Gotham coming with the Sega controller, just like random. It'd just be something a little bit random. It could well be at that time might be the first. It might be the first giveaway of Christmas. So yeah, I'm not sure. The other thing I'm not sure about is I can't see. I wasn't lying. You can't see on the inside of that instruction booklet. There, look. See, I'm going to rip the page open to see how many things are actually overhanging. So 2 identical. Are we adding more length on? Is that what we're supposed to be doing? I think that's what we're supposed to be doing. I see. More length needed. Not now. Oh, this bit is huge. So this is the longest bit that we've done as an individual piece. Yeah, I don't know. Because they've done everything, because they've done double points across everything, I don't know if this Black Friday is going to be double points on selective stuff and on sale stuff. And because if I remember rightly, and I think it's how they got away with not doing double points on the last Black Friday thing that came out, they only did on the Black Friday double points for their own IP. And then they had the stuff in the sale. That's what they did. So if it was anything Marvel related or Star Wars related, it wasn't double points. It was only Ninjago, blah, 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 which is their own thing. And I got a very, very funny feeling that was the last Black Friday thing, which means the Star Trek won't be in double points. Because obviously they never do something brand new on double points. That's why they could have done the double points when this came out, but they won't. So yeah, from a tactical point of view, if you think about it, the Lion Knight's Castle and the Ninjago set it's their own IP, so it's not like it's anything else. So that's why I think it will be also the Star Wars ship will go into a sale, because that'll be the last big thing that's going to be retiring, and whereas everything else will just sell out when it sells out, and that's what it's going to be to do with. I don't think they will do, unless they changed it again, unless they didn't think their Black Friday was strong enough. But I think it's a talking point. It's going to keep a lot of people guessing. But then obviously, as we know, it runs for a week. It's not just that Friday. But we are at that point now when it sells out, game over. And I don't think any sort of new people to sort of like collecting the different bits and pieces realizes that how valuable, or it's not so much value, I guess it is valuable, but how hard it is to get a set that you want that goes up in value so much, because of how quickly it sells out. But yeah, I think that's how it went. I mean, I'm sure be able to Google it and just see if I'm talking absolute nonsense or not, which wouldn't be, let's be honest. Wouldn't be the first time. But yeah, I think that's how they did their deals last time. And then because I remember doing a like update video about it all, and then somebody said in the comments like, "Oh, you do realise it's just that's what they've done this year." It's like I didn't even clock onto it until after. So I was like, oh, this isn't double points. This isn't. This isn't. And it wasn't until right at the end of it, I was like, oh yeah. So it is. This is getting really very, very, very big. There's a lot going on to this. We've got a lot of floors going in. So we are on step 1709 is where we're at the moment. And we are pinning this together. I really hope we get some reinforcement on that, because we're only pinning that one huge thing in by... No, we're not. We're only pinning that one big bit in by 2 bricks. That's the first... Oh, kind of have overlapped it. So I'd say that's the first time they haven't overlapped it, but they kind of have. So they're pinning it together at the top, so it should not be floppy. All of these bigger plates are going on, and then that is gonna be pretty much it, I would imagine, from this bag. So we only get one little Technic piece, which is the one little Technic piece, and that is that. Yeah, I think I might as well stop it there, because we're at the end of that bag. We're going to crack on with bag number 62. This is going to be a bit of a slog, because that is the height before it kicks in. Going by, I think we've got one more level, so we're actually going to be a couple of bricks high. It's going to be really tight to that wall. Shibo, hello, hello, hello. How are we? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Really? Well, let's have a... Yeah, Smith's lost. I say lost it. It bounces. It seems to be if Smiths gets it first, Argos don't sell it, and then when it goes into a sale at Smiths, Argos have it full price. So that Dragon Shrine, I know the one you mean. It's the waterfall, because it actually links into the Ninjago set that I like, because it's all from the same show. So let's just spend a couple of minutes sharing a blank screen. Apparently, let's share a blank screen with everybody. That's fantastic. There we go. And we can now see the Ninjago stuff. So that waterfall is linked to the Tournament of Temple City, which is also linked to the Tournament Battle Arena, which is retiring soon, which is really weird, because this is actually an add-on to the other one. And then the Dragon Shrine, as it comes down, wherever it is all part of, I think it's series 2 of the... Why would you just not... You're going to pop up? Anybody got the set number for that? So I can just type in the set number. Why are you just not doing... What is it actually called? Maybe we can find the set number. I'll copy and paste it over. Oh. So it has. Yeah, I've binge watched all of those, and then to be honest, the new show is actually better. It's basically like all the worlds merge, which is pretty cool. So you meet all the villains and everything again. Well, this should make an interesting video, because I had no idea, because this wasn't even in their retiring list. This is the really annoying thing. I did that flipping video yesterday, going through all of their stuff that's going to be retiring soon. I was like, oh, nothing seemed to be out of stock. And clearly, all of these have gone straight away, and that's why I'm really surprised that the Marvel Daily Bugle's not gone. Because I thought more would have sold out by now, because it's clearly not gone into a sale. So the Dragonstone Shrine is a really nice looking thing. So yeah, it'd be John Lewis. John Lewis will still have it. It will go into a sale with John Lewis. But yeah, that didn't take long to disappear. So I'll have to do like a a video of different bits and pieces for that, but that is gone. If it's got the official sold out stamp, that you will never ever now, unless you go into store, be able to buy that again from the Lego website. But yeah, so obviously all of these sets that we're looking at, these and the other bits and pieces, are obviously all linked to it. This, to be honest, isn't a major part of the TV show. It's quite important with regards to where it goes to, but this is actually the entrance as such to the bigger one that I've just shown you up top. So yeah, if you picked it up a few weeks ago, then that's good going. I didn't get it because I can't really display it, to be honest. So I thought, no, because it looks fantastic. It does look very, very good, and the minifigures that come with it are great. And obviously, you meet all the cast. She's important, so they do mean you get a different elemental masters and everything. And obviously, you get a variation of Wu, which is pretty cool because when you see it, you'll understand actually what that minifigure's to do with. Hence, why he's wearing a really odd color. But yeah, it's a pretty impressive show. And obviously those sets are very, very good. So yeah, there's a lot sold out. There is a lot sold out. But you just can't. You can't. Can you shop by? Shop all occasions, interest pieces, new exclusive, offer and sale. It wasn't in the offer and sale. It's not in the retiring soon bit. So it's just gone. It's just disappeared because, again, just double checking that one. This wouldn't have sold out yet because it's just out of stock. So it says obviously temporary out of stock, which means it's coming back. If it's sold out, it's game over. So now you know, because the second you see that sold out, you are toast and done for. Oh, that's another nice set. Let me see if I can. Any idea what the number is on that one? Because there's no way I'm going to be able to type that in on the search. We won't find it. There we go. 70673. 7067 and a 3. I know what one that is. So that's a cool thing. It's got the some of the Temple of Spinjitzu bits, isn't it? Because they did the all of these sort of bits as a Twizzly thing. Zane is again different type of figure with his golden elements, which obviously you've seen how they actually got their elements now, because you're far enough in. So it's pretty cool that they used to have the big weapon type. Oh no, actually no, you. This is the slightly older one where they've still got their weapons, because he's holding his ice thing and all the other little bits and pieces, and then that changes to them being part of it. So yeah, it's a cool thing, but I'm sure, is it? I would say it's the Spinjitzu. Am I talking absolute nonsense? You're not going to give us any? Well, you might do. What part of the show? Yeah, there we go. Forbidden Spinjitzu. Hey. Oh, it's almost like I've watched the TV show a couple of times. So that's a bit of a bonus. Kind of knows what I'm talking about with Ninjago, because I am a fan of the Ninjago stuff. Box up, the bags are all sealed, and it's got the minifigures there. It doesn't really matter too much, does it? Because it's a strong set, that. So you really can't go wrong with that. Right, I am starving, so I am going to grab something to eat. Hang on, we are talking now. I said they did us dirty with that. So Lego played it dirty by taking off the Medieval Town Square and the yellow crane on the list sale. Yeah, I know. So it put the crane into back order, and then all of a sudden, now that's on back order. It's now full price. And they did the same thing with One Piece, because when One Piece was available for pre-order, then when it went to double points, it wasn't available for pre-order. And then when the double points came off, it was available for pre-order again. So they have been quite naughty this year with their double points, Lego. And if anybody from the Lego group is watching, don't think we don't spot it, because we know your game and what you're playing and what you're doing and everything else, because yeah, that is naughty. That is a naughty, naughty, naughty thing. But yeah, I spotted that as well, Sheba. It was a naughty thing. Right, I'm gonna have to call it a day, because I was only going to do it for around to 7:30 anyway, and I need some food and other little bits and pieces. So we will carry on with this tomorrow. I'll go live 4ish, 4:30 tomorrow, and then just plod on, and we'll just do a longer live stream tomorrow. I'll be a bit more prepared. I haven't got any snacks up here with me or anything. That's why I'm flagging a little bit. So we'll do a slightly longer stream tomorrow. We might do 4, maybe 4 till 8. To do maybe 4 hours tomorrow, 4 to 5, 5 to 6, 6 to 7. Yeah, so yeah, see how we get on with that, because we're 20 past 7 at the moment, aren't we? So yeah, because I went on at 4:30. So we're going at 4 o'clock tomorrow, and then we'll get a little bit more done. And I would like to think we'll be at that point of the angle where we can just plonk it back on the shelf and then see where we're at. Potentially then we'll be starting the last booklet on Saturday. And then it'd be the Ninjago build maybe on the Sunday. So guys, if you could like this video and subscribe to the channel, that'd be absolutely fantastic. Let's just check what the poll is doing. Absolute battering for the Back to the Future car. I think we've just had one vote for that, because it's 93 to 7%. So there must have only been one vote for the fish tank. So yeah, thank you very much for everybody that has liked the video. And I will catch everybody up potentially tomorrow. If not, I'll catch over at the weekend. So if you did miss the first 5 minutes, just rewatch that, because this was in a hell of a state when I first started, and it was a bit of a panic. But guys, as always, thank you very much for watching. You lot take care, and I'll catch you next one. Take it easy, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your evening.